Hello, everybody. Today is the 7th of March, and we're gonna tell a parent story. Um, so let's get started with it, and then I tell you later on my own what is this about, okay? So what is this? It's a pen. What do we use the pen for? To write. Now there's a dog inside the room. I'm gonna wave this in front of the dog. What does the dog do? The dog probably will sniff at you this, right? Does the dog see this one as a pen? No. So for the dog, this one is not a pen, but for the human, this one is a pen. So who is correct, the dog or the human? The answer is both are correct. For the dog, this one is a chewing toy, while for the human, this one is a pen to write. The dog is correct in the dog world. The human is also correct in the human world. So that is our first lesson. Both are correct. Now, let's imagine that there is a table in front of me. So I'm going to put this thing on the table. And then both the dog and I will walk out the room. So inside the room, there'll be no human, no dog. What does this thing become? It is still a pen or a chewing toy. Or it become neither, right? Not a pen, not the chewing toy. And then we call it is almost nothing, and we call it the emptiness. Okay, so what is the emptiness? So the emptiness is something very magical. Once you understand the emptiness, you'll be able to achieve anything in your life. Just like Geshe Michael Roche applied the emptiness into his business and was able to build business with a revenue of $250 million a year. He is also able to help several refugees. So what is the emptiness? Why is that so magical? Let's go back to the pen story, okay? So this thing is currently on the table. And when there is no human, no dog, it comes back to true self, and we call it the emptiness. So the emptiness is not darkness, it's not blackness, it's not nothingness, it's not no feeling, no thinking. The emptiness is just itself, or it doesn't interact with anyone, just like us. When we don't interact with anyone. So that's what, so we come back to our true self. So each of us always we possess the emptiness. But then, come back to the pen story. So as soon as I go back into the room and look at this, it's become a pen. When the dog comes back to the room and the dog look at this, it's become a chewing toy. And when both the dog and I come back to the room at the very same time, and we both look at this at the very same time, what does this thing become? Or it becomes two things, a pen for me and a chewing toy for the dog. So a single thing when there's no human, no dog or nothing to interact with, it come back to some we call it the emptiness. But because we have the emptiness, because we always interact with someone or something, so we has the potential become anything or anyone depending on who or what is looking at that at the very moment. So that is our second lesson. Along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. Now I see this as a pen. So does this pen coming from me or does this pen coming from the thing itself? This pen is actually coming from me. Why am I so certain? Because if this thing is the pen itself, then the dog or anything in this entire universe will have to see it for what it is, which is a pen. But does the dog see this one as a pen? No. So this pen is actually coming from me. This pen is actually coming from my mind. Everything is actually coming from our mind. So that is our third lesson. Everything is actually coming from our mind. Now we all agree that this pen is coming from my mind, right? So I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to believe this one become a diamond, okay? So please pray with me. Diamond, diamond, diamond. Open my eye. It's still a pen. So what in my mind that forced me to see this as a pen but not a diamond? There are seeds inside our mind that the ancient wisdom calls karma. When we see something, the seed inside our mind pop up, open up and cover this and made us see it for what had been planted earlier into our mind. So who planted those seeds into our mind then? Only you can plant the seed into your mind, and only I can plant the seed into my mind. How can we do it? We do it by three ways: by our word, by our actions, by our thoughts, especially toward other people. So for instance, if I hold on to this, I'm going to say that I have the pen. Would you like to have this pen? And when my friend say, yes, please, I'd be so happy to give this to my friend with the hope that I can help my friend. So when I give this to my friend, this palm open up and both me and my friend will see it. And it's totally remark in my mind. A couple days later, when I see this, I recognize this one as a pen, which means that the seed of the pen has already been planted into my mind. And I pop up, open up, and cover this and made a seed for what had been planted earlier into my mind, which is a pen. And this is how a pen become a pen or anything surround us become what and who they are to us. So in the pen story, there are several meaningful lessons. Today we went over four different lessons. The first lesson is both are correct. So we learn to respect each other's opinion, we learn to respect each other's choices, and we learn to listen to each other with a compassionate heart. And actually, this is a very, very important lesson for us to understand each other to bring happiness to our relationship. But more often, it's also a very difficult lesson for us to, to be able to put ourselves in the other person's shoe, to be empathy to other people, and that is still a very long. I think I'm still learning. I'm still in my role of learning the lesson. The second lesson is along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. So trust your potential of everything or everyone surround you, and trust the potential of whatever happened to us. May I come in here, Gon? Let me give you a kiss first. No, let me give you a kiss first. So just want to say, good night to my baby before he actually went to sleep with my mother and father-in-law. May I come in over here, Gon? Let me give you a kiss. A good night kiss. Come here with mommy, please. Yes, mommy gonna give you a hug and a kiss as well. Love you so much. Mình ngủ ngon nhá. Ừ. Ngủ quên chưa? Oh, I know, I know. So, okay. Good night, baby. I love you. So I'm going to the second lesson, right? So we learn to respect, no, we learn to trust our potential, trust the potential of everyone or everything surround you, and trust the potential of whatever happened to you. And that is very important to acknowledge ourselves, to acknowledge to see what we truly are, which is the emptiness. But it's also very, very important to recognize what we can become to people, different people, to different situations, what we can do and what we can become. And that will make, and then we change ourselves toward that, working toward that potential. And the third lesson is everything is actually coming from the seed inside our mind. So we be 100% responsible to whatever happened to us. We don't blame anyone because in the end, we are the only one who can plant the seed into our mind using our word or action, our thoughts to other people. And I think it's very, very important to be very mindful of what we have in our mind, right? So what in your mind, your thoughts, when you visualize it, when you make it become realistic, you act toward it, you speak toward it, you make it. And I think that's like a fake it till you make it, something, you know, and then that will become a a very that will become your reality. So it's also a very, very important lesson. And the linkage between lesson number two and lesson number three is that you see the potential and you work into that potential. And we are the only one who can make that potential become the reality, right? And with that, we go to lesson number four, which is how we can create or manifest our dream life. And it's actually what I just told you earlier. So you use lesson number two to see the potential, what you want to have in your dream life, and then you use number three. Start planting those seeds using your word, your action, your thoughts to other people. So if you want to have a happiness, then you start planting the happiness seeds using your word, your action, your thoughts to other people, helping other people to be happier. If you want to have prosperity, then you use your word, your action, your thought, helping others to be more prosperous. And just like that, whatever that you want, making sure that you use your word, your action, your thoughts to other people, helping them to get that very same seed. And that is how the seed getting planted into your mind. And then, become, and once of this day, you'll be able to harvest whatever that come out from that seed. And the lesson that I would like to share with you all today is that in the beginning you see me laughing, right? And then it's it's actually Today is a bit less struggle than yesterday when I tried to tell the pain story, to be honest, but it's a little bit later, 10:28. And actually, right before I tell the pain story, I was listening to a graduation speech from one of the student that the head of the class, I believe. And it just resonate into what I was seeing is that, lesson number three and lesson number four, before you want to change. So you have to see what the word truly is and then, what you want the word to be. And you start making the change. But before you can change the world, change yourself first. It's all happen within yourself first. So, if you want to have justice, start doing something right. Be justice itself. If you want to have if you want to receive kindness, then you have to be kind to yourself first, right? And I think it's just, it's quite meaningful for me to be able to see that and actually to live back to my other days when I was still a student, undergrad or graduate, and seeing those people and getting very inspired by those talk. So thank you so much everyone for listening to me today. Thank you and Lynn for accompanying me in this 3,000-day journey. And by me sharing with you the pain story of my lesson is something good, I would like to dedicate that to my Dutch family, to my friends, to my coworkers, to my clients, to my neighbors, or to any living thing in this world, any other worlds, with love, wisdom, and gratitude. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Bye bye, everyone.